Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 14th of July 2023. Essence. Sweet children, remember that all three, your father, teacher and Sadguru, are combined, and your mercury of happiness will rise, and you will continue to follow his Srimad. Question. What is the first quality of Brahmins? In which quality do Brahmins have to become experts? Answer. The first quality of Brahmins is to study and teach others. Become expert in coloring others with this knowledge. Even if people insult or defame you, just keep trying to give them this knowledge and you will see that they are definitely affected by it. Donate to those who are worthy of it. Be very cautious that this imperishable wealth doesn't go to waste. Give money to others with great caution. The rain of knowledge is on those who are with the beloved. Om Shanti. You godly students heard this song. Only you children are godly students. It isn't that there are godly students in all schools. No. Human beings teach there. Sannyasis relate the scriptures. In fact, knowledge is not called rain. Rain is water. However, this praise has been remembered because the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also called the Ocean of Knowledge. The Father says, I am also called the Ocean of Knowledge, the knowledgeful one. Knowledge is not called rain, water or nectar. Just as there is the Mansarovar lake, so there is also a lake at Amritsar, brackets Amrit, nectar, Sar, lake, which those people consider to be nectar. The Father sits here and explains this. A study cannot be called nectar or rain. They believe that this is nectar with which their sorrow will be removed. In fact, all your sorrow is removed for 21 births through this knowledge. The rain of knowledge is on those who are with the beloved. Here, this Father, teacher and Sadguru, all three are combined. If you children remember even this one aspect, your mercury of happiness can rise. However, Maya repeatedly makes you forget. You children here follow Srimad. You become elevated by following Srimad. The highest on high Father is God. Only by studying with the highest on high Father can you become the highest on high. Those who are personally sitting in front of the beloved are students. You sit here, you study, and you then go back home. Day by day, there will be many more students. If all of them were to live together in one home, such a big building would be needed. If even the whole of Abu were to be made into one building, it would not be big enough. There are so many centers. Now there are still only a few, but there will be 1,000 times more centers. There can be 1,000, 2,000 or 5 to 7,000 centers. You Ganges of knowledge will then take the rain of knowledge into every home. There will be so many children. You can see that they are opening centers everywhere. Some call it a Gita Pathsala and others call it the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University. In fact, you mustn't be afraid of calling yourselves Brahma Kumaris. Some children are afraid that people will cause an upheaval when they see the name of the VKs. This is why they call it a Gita Pathsala. The name Gita Pathsala is common. They change the name BKs and give it another name so that there are no obstacles created. In fact, it is the same thing. As soon as they enter and see your pictures, they would understand that you are the same BKs. Therefore, there is really no need to change the name. This name proves very well that you are in fact Brahma Kumaris, children of Brahma. This is good. You can tell everyone. In fact, you too are Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. You know Prajapita Brahma, he is the creator of the human world, the incorporeal Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is not the creator of souls. He is the eternal Father of souls. Prajapita Brahma is also eternal. The Father of souls enters this one. He comes and adopts Brahma in order to create people. The Brahmin clan has to be created through Brahma. It will then be even easier to explain this. However, people are afraid. They are told, do not go to the BKs. You may go to a Gita Pathsala. People don't understand the meaning of Ganges of knowledge in every home. On the path of devotion, Narad is considered to be a main one. He was a devotee who played a musical instrument. Narad wasn't as he has been portrayed in the pictures. In fact, all of you were monkeys. Your features were those of human beings and your characters were those of monkeys. In fact, all are Narad. All are devotees. You are able to understand that you can't marry Lakshmi until you become a human being with divine virtues. All male and female devotees are Narad. It is said, look at your face, you are like a monkey. You have the 5 vices in you. Therefore, you won't be able to marry Lakshmi. All of that refers to this time. Baba has explained that all are Dusasans or Duryodhans, brackets devils. They stripped Draupadi's, and this is why the mothers call out to be saved from being stripped. Kumaris call out, Girdhari, brackets the one who uplifts, maintain my honor. They have given him, brackets Krishna, many names. The intellect's yoga of human beings goes to Sri Krishna. However, sins cannot be absolved by remembering any bodily being. They just want to have a vision. Acha, even if you do have a vision, you still can't receive the knowledge to change from a human being into a deity. Only when you become Brahmins and understand this knowledge can you become deities. Once you become Brahmins, you renounce devotion. When someone first of all spends a week here, we can change that person and make him worthy of sitting in a temple. However, it does take time. It is true that you are with the Father. You come to Baba, but then when you go back home, you feel so much sorrow in your hearts. However, it is not possible for everyone to live here together. Some come running from one place, others come running from another place. This system is of this time. So many people gather together with sages and holy men. No one forbids anyone from going there. Here, because there is the aspect of remaining pure, they stop others from coming. Among the sannyasis, only males leave their homes and families and go away. Here, there are Kumaris and mothers too. Parents and doctors tell Kumaris that they will fall ill if they don't marry. It should be explained to them that so many become sannyasis. Very young ones remain celibate from birth. Those who remain celibate never fall ill. Why would anyone fall ill here? So many people live without getting married. No one can file a case against the sannyasis. Their wives never ask them for housekeeping money. They simply run away. Where would the wife get money from? Therefore, the neighbors look after her. Poor ones run away more. When they experience sorrow, they have disinterest. Although you were unhappy, there was no question of that type of disinterest. You were first of all shown heaven on the palm of the hand. How would you be able to go to paradise without becoming pure? You have to become courageous. This is why there is the name, the Shiv Shakti army. You receive power by having yoga with Shiv Baba. After imbibing knowledge, you have to surrender yourself. If you don't imbibe knowledge, if you don't conquer attachment, Maya harasses you. If you have a desire to get married, the Brahma Kumari's name would then be defamed. You first have to become a conqueror of attachment. So many of you stayed in the bhatti, and yet that many didn't become conquerors of attachment. They continued to remember others. They then left here, saw their friends and relatives, and were attracted to them. Attachment trapped them. That was also destined in the drama. Even now the Father says, first of all become conquerors of attachment, belong to the one most beloved Father. No matter what happens, I will remain in the Father's service. It is said, those who ascend taste the sweetness of heaven, whereas those who fall are totally crushed. It shouldn't be that once you have left them, you are then troubled by attachment to them. Many sannyasis leave everything and then go back home. When sannyasis go back home to their families, the neighbors don't have that much regard for them. They believe that they have come back because of lust. Here too it is understood that they didn't become complete destroyers of attachment, and that the vices thereby trapped them. There aren't any problems about food and drink with Baba. From the very beginning, Baba has been looking after everyone so much. Both poor and wealthy are equal. Even Mama and Baba used to wash the dishes and sweep the floor in order to teach everyone. All of that was done to break body consciousness. Sannyasis too make their followers do the same. They make important people chop wood, etc., so that their body consciousness is removed. Here, you receive plenty of wealth. You receive sovereignty for 21 births in a second. Sannyasis don't receive any attainment at all. However, because they are pure, impure ones bow down to them. This is Raj Yoga, and you become the masters of the world. You mustn't indulge in vice. Meera too wished to remain pure. She belonged to the path of devotion. She used to have vision of Sri Krishna. Her heart was attached to Sri Krishna. So how could she indulge in vice? However, that was only for one birth. Perhaps in her next birth too, Meera would have gone on to the path of devotion. It can be said that she went on to the path of devotion because your final thoughts lead you to your destination. Her heart was attached to Sri Krishna, and so she would have become a devotee. However, she didn't receive anything on the path of devotion. On the path of knowledge, you receive the inheritance for 21 births. Devotion of Shiva is performed first and then of the deity. Now people even worship a mouse, a cat, etc. They put Sri Krishna aside and begin to worship Hanuman or Ganesh, etc. The degrees continue to decrease in the golden and silver ages, and the degrees also decrease on the path of devotion. No one is now of any use. When everyone's condition becomes like this, the Father comes and explains to you. You stay up, brackets elevated, for half a cycle, and then after half a cycle you begin to descend. People wonder what they should do with this knowledge because they have to fall anyway. However, human beings are of no use without this godly knowledge. What were you and I before? Nothing at all. Knowledge is definitely needed. You study for the livelihood of your bodies. Nowadays, even Kumaris have to study to earn their livelihoods. This wasn't the system in earlier days. Kumaris would look after the homes and the sons would study to be able to have a job. The unlimited Father is now teaching you children. If everyone were to come and sit here, who would give this knowledge to your friends and relatives? You have to go to them. You have to study and teach others. Some don't study at all, so you should understand that they don't belong to your Brahmin clan. You should definitely make effort to color them. There is no question of being afraid of this. By your making effort, someone or other will definitely be colored. Even if someone insults or defames you, just continue to make effort and see how someone or other will definitely be affected. When a scorpion is moving along and sees something soft, it stings it. It tastes it first. Here too you children have to become experts. You mustn't give this imperishable wealth to those who would waste it. See if someone is worthy of a donation before giving it. If you donate to someone and that person commits a sin with it, the sin of that is then also accumulated by you because you donated to that person. You have to be very cautious here. Money has to be given to someone with great caution after getting permission. Whatever people build here, it will soon be demolished. These buildings have been built for the children to live in. You know that all of them will be demolished. When earthquakes take place, all the temples etc. will be demolished. None of that will happen in our kingdom. There won't even be America or Russia there. You know that only the land of Bharat will remain. All the rest of the world is in extreme darkness. This school of Babas is so large. The teachers here are also number-wise. Not everyone is the same. You can see that the greatest teacher of all is Shiv Baba. Then there is this river Brahmaputra. It is said you are the mother and the father. Therefore, this one is the mother. Then there is also the name of Saraswati. The name Brahmaputra is fine because of its similarity to the name of Brahma. They saw the river Brahmaputra meeting the ocean. This meeting here is of souls with the Supreme Soul. This is remembered on the path of devotion. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana, number 1. Before you can belong to the most beloved father, you have to become a complete destroyer of attachment. When your stage becomes strong, become engaged in doing service. Second, let your heart have disinterest in this world. Be courageous in becoming pure. Be cautious and give donations to those who are worthy of them. Blessing, may you overcome all adverse situations by considering them to be side scenes and thereby move forward as a Master Almighty Authority. Remain constantly aware of your form of a Master Almighty Authority, and you will experience every situation to be a side scene. When you consider it to be an adverse situation, you become afraid. But by considering it to be a side scene, that is a scene on the road, you are easily able to go across it because you become happy. When you see stains on the road, you are not afraid. Those obstacles are not obstacles, but a means of moving forward. You move ahead in your class by taking a test. And this is why you must never be stopped by in any situation, but continue to experience the flying stains by constantly being aware that you are a Master Almighty Authority. Slogan: become such an easy yogi that when others look at you, they are able to have yoga. Slogan: become such an easy yogi that when others look at you, they are able to have yoga. Om Shanti.